God! I just performed in front of thousands of people! I was so nervous that my hands became so sweaty. Phew. Keep it together, Ellie. You've already had this baby with you. I touched the box mask on my head. My performance was finally over. I was at backstage and about to go home when suddenly... Ouch! I bumped into a clumsy guy. OMG! My mask! That guy quickly adjusted his glasses right in front of my face. In his hand was a phone with a flashlight on. Oh damn! Did he record my real face? Hold up. You must be wondering why I wore a box mask during my performance. Let's like and subscribe before I tell you about that. Hi, I'm Ellie, an ordinary 17-year-old Ellie, aka the extraordinary DJ EV. However, it's a secret to everyone. Even my audience are curious about my true identity. The reason why I have to do this is because of my illness. And also, I want to keep my private life out of trouble. Now guess who's gonna expose my true face after 2 years? Apparently, that guy was just as dazed as I was. But the worst was he knew exactly who I was.
You're DJ Eve?
Turn that thing off, now!
What thing?
I rushed in to get his phone, but he was way faster. His phone was kept out of my league. Did you just record me on camera? Give that to me!
You mean this? Jeez, that was dumb. I didn't...
How much do you want to get rid of that video? He was dumbfounded in a sec. I knew it! My trick never got old. It never failed. Well, I guess our deal is over. I'm leaving. I only need 3 seconds for this. 3, 2, 1.
Hey!
See? Such a classic handsome money hunger. I took a stack of $10,000 out of my purse.
I'll deal as long as you hire me as your bodyguard for $7,000 for 3 months.
Why do I have to do that while all I have to do is give him 10 grand at once and we're done? Of course I explained that to him, but he just refused my offer.
If you say no, I will post this video right away.
Okay, fine. I'll deal. Then he thanked me profusely.
I will not let you down. Thank you so much.
So after that day, he became my new bodyguard. Oh, I forgot to introduce. That weird guy was Lewis. Because there were no available vacancies in the team, I had to bring him to school as my classmate. However, his overprotectiveness had somehow turned me into an alien in front of everyone. It was pouring down that day. Lewis and I were on our way home. Suddenly, a speeding car came toward us. Huh? Want to splash water on me? Watch how I dodge it like a pro. Uh-oh.
Be careful. I'll get this.
And then, water splashed on Lewis from top to toe. Still, he smiled proudly like Spider-Man who had just saved Gwen from the hand of death.
Did you see it? Amazing, right?
If you don't get your butt here and help me, I'll dip your head into that puddle. Gosh, he had only one job to do but still failed. So I scolded him. Are you nuts? I told you no one can know that I'm famous. So can you just act like a normal human being for a sec? After that, I left in anger. Even though I was unhappy about him, I couldn't show too much attitude because he still had that video. Anyway, I thought he would behave differently. But clearly I was wrong. There was one time I was studying in the library. My bestie Jolly suddenly ran toward me. I got an A! I got an A! You must reward me with a barbecue party. Out of nowhere, Lewis appeared and he used some basic moves and easily blocked Jolly. Ouch! Ouch! Get your hands off me! Oh gosh, you're acting crazy. She's my friend.
You shouldn't trust anyone.
This knucklehead. I couldn't make him let go. That was it. I can't take this anymore. I'm not hiring you anymore. You're fired. He hastily released Jolly, and then...
Don't forget why you hired me.
The quarrel got everyone's attention, especially Jolly's. She kept questioning me. I knew I couldn't keep it under wraps anymore, so I decided to tell her everything. You're DJ EV? And he's your bodyguard? Shh! I'm sorry. Did I hurt you? I'll make it up to you. She looked at me for a moment from top to toe. How about you give me this? I'll consider that an apology. Jolly had always been as innocent as ever. Then I told her about the video that Louis was keeping. Jolly claimed that she could go to the set with me to help me watch him out. Also, she could help me take the video from him. The following days, Jolly came to my performances more frequently. She suggested I invite Louis over for dinner. Then he wouldn't be able to resist my cooking skill. I could put some purge into his dish and bam! He would definitely go to the toilet without his phone. Haha! Brilliant! As planned, I invited Louis to my house and bought some ingredients to cook spaghetti. Okay, let's do this. Put spaghetti into the pan. Why is it burning? I struggled, not knowing what to do. Suddenly, from behind, a hand hurriedly turned off the gas stove. He even used a fire extinguisher to blow the pan away.
You should sit aside.
And so I had to sit still and watch him cook. The way he protected me was also quite charming. No! I couldn't miss the only chance I had. I slowly appeared from behind him and tried to reach out to take the phone in his pocket.
Huh?
Whoop! My heart skipped a beat. What was wrong with me? There's no way I quickly pushed him away. My face was as red as a ripe tomato.
My mom is also very clumsy, and she can't cook just like you. So I just want to protect.
His words had touched my heart. Then we talked and started to get to know each other. Suddenly, Louis asked me,
Why do you wear a box on stage?
I took a deep breath, then decided to confess about my illness. I've been suffering from stage fright. When I was younger, I used to be on stage and then became a clown in front of my classmates for failing the performance. I was so heartbroken and scared until I found this box right next to me. I just felt better with it on my head.
But I think you look cooler without it. You're doing great. Trust me.
We looked at each other as if time had frozen. Louis charmingly ran his hand through my hair, and it was crazy. We even almost had a kiss.
Huh?
The water is boiling. I have to turn it off. That night, I totally forgot about taking the video from his phone. The only thing that came to my mind was a romantic image of him. Uh-oh. Then I told Jolly about the dinner. OMG! Are you out of your mind? He's been using that video to blackmail you. But he even tricked me to spoil your secrets. You can't trust him. He will release everything to the media. I couldn't believe Louis would stab me in my back. So I swore to keep my distance from him.
Huh?
However, in the following days, Louis acted not like a regular bodyguard. He treated me differently. He tied my hair, helped me put my shoes on, or even wiped my mouth. Once, while I was interacting with my audience, a fan was shaking my hand. Then suddenly, he jerked back and grabbed my box with both hands in front of 100 people. I wish I could tell you how terrified I was. While my bodyguards were all confused, Louis didn't hesitate to push the man away. Then he carried me out of the event.
I'm here. Don't worry.
Maybe Jolly was thinking too much. In order to thank him and also show my gratitude, I decided to buy Louis a watch. The next morning, I was on my way to Louis's house when suddenly there was a call from my agency.
Ellie, where are you? Your face and your identity have been released on the internet. We're trying to settle this, but...
Louis, did he really betray my trust? All this time I thought he had feelings for me.
What's going on?
I lost control and gave him a slap, then threw the watch at him. You freaking liar! You said you wanted to protect me, but you sent that video to the press!
The video? What are you talking about?
I was so mad that I didn't hear any explanation from Louis. I cried like a baby and immediately talked to Jolly. I knew it! Told you not to trust that brat! Then she ran downstairs to make some comforting coffee for me. During that time, I noticed a message pop up on Jolly's phone. I accidentally saw those words. Evie's photos are sharp enough. You will be paid $3,000 for those. I froze in shock. The one behind all of my troubles was Jolly? My bestie? It turned out that she followed me to my stage to record my face behind the mask. When Jolly stepped in, I immediately rushed to confront her. It was you! Stabbed me in the back and blamed Louis, you evil witch! She didn't pretend anymore. She finally revealed her true, greedy, and money-hunger self. You were the one to blame Louis. You trusted him, and he trusted you, remember? And I trusted money. Money was everything for Jolly, and she refused to care about anything but money. I swatted her hand away, snatching back my necklace. Stay away from me. You'll pay for what you've done. A few days later, my agency had to hold a press conference. I had to reveal my true identity to the public there. I could only close my eyes and shake my hands and legs. But when I recalled Louis's encouraging words, I finally had the strength to confess. I always had to wear this box mask because of my stage fright. I was so scared that I'd screwed it up and that I would let my audience down. But a guy came and told me that I don't have to wear this heavy helmet. And so I had enough courage to stand in front of everyone without it. Everyone became silent. My limbs were shaking even worse. Suddenly, an audience stood up and shouted, "You did a great job!" Then many people also stood up to show their support. I was wrong to think that they would be judgmental. The fact was, they all sympathized with my illness and encouraged me to do well. My audience also condemned Jolly's evil action. She lost all her friends at school, and of course no guy would date such a greedy and mean girl. As for me, thanks to everyone's encouragement, I decided to put off my mask and perform as DJ Ellie. I decided to face my stage fright for the sake of those who loved and supported me. But there was one thing I still had to do. I met Louis and found out everything. As it turned out, his mom was seriously ill, and he couldn't find a job that allowed advance payment for her medical treatment. The moment he met me at the concert, Louis was just turning on the flashlight to find something, and that caused our misunderstanding.
I'm sorry because there was no video. I just wanted to find a job. I wasn't expecting that.
That you had feelings for me, right? We looked at each other's eyes dumbfounded. We decided to give each other a second chance. Because it is what we both deserve, isn't it? Oops! Sorry, didn't see ya. This devil. Who did she think she was to kick my books? What the hell are you doing? Oh, hold on. Do you think I would react like that for real? Unfortunately, I didn't. In fact, I just silently put my books back in my bag. You might want to pity me because I was so invisible, right? Well, no worries. It was just my cover. Hi, I'm Nora, 18. If you want to know why I did that, then like and subscribe to our channel. Since high school, I had found a way to make myself as unremarkable as possible. I always believed that as long as no one noticed me, I could avoid all dramas, and so study and finish high school in peace. Queen of high school was like my family tradition. My grandmother, my mother, even my aunt were all like the hottest girls in high school, but I didn't want to follow their leads at all. Plus, I was hiding a secret. I had this great passion for rock and roll and had been a drummer in a rock band called Jackpot. This is who I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Jackpot! Congratulations!
Yay! After the contest, my members suggested going out to celebrate, but I refused. Because I had to get home before my mom found out that I wasn't in my room.
Nora, wait!
It was Austin, 19 years old, the bass guitarist, not only handsome, but also a downtown bank president's son. On top of that, I don't understand what this flower thing means.
Nora, actually, I've been into you for a while now. Will you be my girlfriend?
Oh, why all of a sudden? I mean, I've never been in this situation before. I don't think I like him at all. But if I told him that, things in the band would be a mess. What should I do now? Austin looked at me, waiting for the answer. Austin, I don't feel that way for you. I think.
Hey, the contest is over. Why are you still... What is this?
Here it is. Cameron, aka my childhood best friend, aka my neighbor, aka my lifesaver. Maybe he was done with waiting for me, so he went inside. Gosh, why did I feel cold all of a sudden?
Is this guy bothering you? What is he to you? It's none of your business. Let's go.
These two people! They were pulling my hands off. To put an end to this embarrassment, there was one thing I could do. Enough is enough! As I was leaving, Cameron immediately chased after me.
You will be mine, I swear to God.
After the contest, I came back to my own little world. But my classmates were too talkative. Wow, who is this handsome? Really? That's the son of the president of the Gold Sanchez Bank, Austin Sanchez. How pitiful you don't know who he is. Anyway, I will definitely marry him one day. Zoe, the beauty queen of my class, was bragging about some rich guy who was a match with her money and power because her family owned the Z Fashion Group. To be honest, I couldn't hear what she said. There were only drum beats in my head then.
Hey, wanna see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 today?
Sounds good, bro.
Great. I'll pick you up at 8.
Okay. As soon as I opened my locker, tons of roses fell out. Yes, I almost drowned in them. Who? Who made this stupid goddamn prank? I could feel those strangers' eyes were all on me.
Knock it off. Nothing to watch here. Go away.
He took me out of the chaotic hallway. It was a challenge to escape the curious crowd, but we made it. I could finally heave a sigh of relief. Well, you can let go now. Cameron also noticed that he was still holding my shoulder, and he quickly let go of me.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Right then, I heard the sound of a horn. A sport bike came from nowhere and stopped right in front of us. Austin got off the bike, and in his hand was a bouquet of roses. It was him! That bastard who stuffed roses into my locker was Austin!
Nora, this is for you.
I took the roses and threw them at him. Everyone's jaw dropped to see what happened. I don't need this! Just leave me alone!
What's wrong? Why? Oh, back off. She said leave her alone. Who are you to tell me to back off?
Austin angrily rushed over and grabbed Cameron's collar. Cameron also grabbed back. I was so confused and shocked that my body went numb. The fight was only over when my homeroom teacher showed up and got the boys to the office. I was about to follow them, but Zoe and her girls stopped me. Come with me. Before I could react, she pushed me into the room. What are you doing? Open the door! Open the door! This is all your fault. You stole my Austin from me. Now enjoy the darkness. God, I couldn't breathe normally. I hated darkness and also had a fear of confined spaces. Zoe, she was losing her mind. I had no idea how long I had been in there. My body was drained and I couldn't bang on the door or cry for help. At that moment, I thought of Cameron. Gosh, I wish he was here to rescue me from this place.
Nora, where are you?
Hold on. I didn't mishear, did I? It was Cameron! Cameron! I'm here!
I heard you. Stay back.
In the blink of an eye, the door was wide opened. Cameron appeared at the door like a hero.
Don't be scared. I'm here.
When I regained consciousness, I found myself in the hospital. Cameron and Austin were also in the room.
Nora? Nora? Do you feel better now? Don't move. I'm calling the doctor right now.
Even an idiot could tell these lads were in a war to win my heart. Austin always pursued me enthusiastically, never missed a chance to ask me out, but I always saw him as my teammate. And Cameron, he chose to be charming and took care of me little by little. He was nice, but we had been best friends for like forever. How could I fall in love with my bestie? Right then, Zoe showed up. What was she doing here? She walked toward me like it was nothing and showed me her phone. On the phone was the photo of Cameron stuffing flowers into my locker. What was that? You knew I hated flowers and hated attention, but you still turned me into a freaking clown? You're horrible! I rushed out of the room in anger. Cameron immediately chased after me. Austin was about to follow his lead, but Zoe stopped him. Because of the flowers, I didn't talk to Cameron anymore. We didn't go home after school together anymore, and I finally focused on practicing with my band for the upcoming important contest. After 2 weeks, I still refused to make up with Cameron. As I was lying on my bed and looking at our photos, I only felt empty and heavy-hearted. Even when Zoe made fun of me at school, I didn't even bother because my mind was filled with the images of Cameron. I remembered how sad he was that day, and so my heart dropped. Was I being too harsh on him? Soon, it was time for the contest. We'd been practicing hundreds of times, and I was so sure that we'd do well this time. Oh no! The whole band gathered together. On the floor were 2 broken drumsticks.
Who could do this to us?
I don't know.
Do we have spare ones?
No, we don't. They were all broken. No drumsticks means no performance, and we're finished. What could I do when there were 10 minutes left until our stage? I was really panic-stricken. I didn't want my band to lose their glory because of me. My members comforted me, but seeing how worried they were, I just couldn't take it anymore. At this moment, my mind suddenly appeared the figure of a person. Should I call him? I hesitated, but when I looked at the band, I realized I had to do it. So I phoned Cameron, but he didn't pick up. Cam, if you get this voicemail, please take the drumsticks from my room and bring them to me ASAP. Please, I need you. I don't know if Cameron would make it here or not, but for now, I could only count on him. There were only 3 minutes left. My band members gradually lost hope when they couldn't find the replacement drumsticks for me. Standing behind the curtains, I looked down at the audience, heartbroken with disappointment.
Nora!
Suddenly, I felt the string of hope again. Just like when he rescued me from that room, or when he always appeared when I needed him the most. I couldn't stand but rush to hug him tight. You came.
I tried to come ASAP.
Do you bring the... I turned speechless when Cameron opened the drumstick box. There were 2 brand new drumsticks which I had always wanted to have. I looked at him in surprise. When Cameron was about to say something, Austin interrupted.
It's time. Let's go on stage. Go. We'll talk when the contest is over.
I took Austin's hand and we stepped on stage. Our performance was out of expectation. When I finished the last drum beat, the audience's incessant applause made me burst into tears. I turned to look at the wings. Cameron was there with a smile and our eyes met. Soon, it was time to announce who was the winner. The name Jackpot was shouted out. We made it! Both Austin and I, as well as the members, couldn't hold back our tears and joy. And in the audience, I saw Cameron. He gave me a thumbs up and smiled.
What's wrong, crying baby? Aren't you happy that I came?
I thought you would never come.
How could I miss the performance of the girl I like?
I suddenly blushed. My heart rate skyrocketed. I mustered up the courage to hug Cameron.
You guys need to hear this.
Behind Austin was Zoe. I was quite surprised to see her here. She timidly walked towards me.
What did you do? Say it.
I broke your drumsticks. What?
After the incident, I was also looking for a pair of replacement drumsticks when I caught Zoe doing something stealthily in the waiting room. She was sus, so I asked the security to check the camera. As I expected, she was the one who did it.
Because I envied you. I don't understand why such an ordinary girl like you is being pursued by two boys. You had no idea how much I liked Austin. I was so pissed off.
And?
I'm sorry. It's fine. I'm not mad at you, Zoe. I forgive you. Perhaps because she felt ashamed, Zoe ran away in tears. Austin seemed confused to see it, but then chased after her.
So, what about us?
What about us?
This was prepared for you. And I want to ask you, will you be my girlfriend?
I was touched to hear his words and was literally dumbstruck that I didn't know how to react properly. Cameron looked at me expectantly, but seeing me confused, he seemed disappointed. Yes! So, Cameron and I are now officially dating. Of course, our families are also very supportive. Austin has also accepted the fact that our relationship is nothing more than teammate. And Zoe, after that incident, she always finds opportunities to make up with me. She is not very obnoxious, is she? That day, my fiancé Daniel and I went to a souvenir shop in town. I decided to buy him a special lavender-scented bag which was made in Italy.
I'll keep it with me to remind me of you.
Suddenly, I looked to the side and saw two girls happily wearing Christmas headbands for each other. Wow, I really admire them. I didn't know when I could find such a beautiful friendship. Ouch! Are you okay?
Guards! Red alert!
Oh my god, did he lose his mind? At this time, my bodyguards burst into the door. They even had intent to pull out weapons. I order you to stop, right now. And it's no wonder why these girls were scared to death. Daniel, please, just don't overreact.
I just followed the Duke's words.
Guys, if this keeps happening, I won't have any friends in my whole life. Hi, I'm Isa, the dear daughter of a Grand Duke of Belgium. You probably already know, he is Daniel, my fiancé, and my only friend. Did you want to know the reason? I was controlled over what I wore and about standard attitude. I was allowed to attend the class, but unlike normal students, the relationships around me had to go through many very strict censorship steps. Background? My mother is a housewife? But I still haven't introduced my father! The next one!
I always get a 3.8 in math, science, and physics.
Why not 4.0? Wow, your place is so magnificent! Let go of me! How dare you reject me! What? She didn't even have time to say anything. My life was being interfered with so much. If this continued, no one wanted to join the group with me. Mom! You see, these materialistic people will easily take advantage of you. But we're just sharing the group's presentation. From now on, only those with this badge can approach you. Is it okay? Just because of that strict rule, I had to do the presentation on my own and get a low score. That was why nobody wanted to be friends with me. Especially Maddie, the queen bee in my school. Normally, half of the school cafeteria would be occupied by my bodyguards. The fact that I blocked the path also cost them time and had to leave their work unfinished.
Let me through, please. I have an urgent business.
I was about to make my way for him when my bodyguard pushed him away. The friends around started whispering. She's scary. Are all the royals that scary? No one accepted me into the group because of her. If she's not the Duke's daughter, I'll definitely teach her a lesson. Honestly to say, I felt hurt and tired. I confided this to Daniel, but his reaction left me, well, disappointed.
Stop overthinking. Don't be sad, be happy.
Ha ha. This advice was so helpful. It just made me more depressed. One day, I was in history class when suddenly my stomach hurt. Immediately, I was carried to the toilet by the bodyguards.
All clear. Safe.
You can go out now! And of course, I had to sit in the toilet for a long time. Wow, it's finally so comfortable. Wait, where was the toilet paper? It was over. There was no toilet paper in here. Should I call my bodyguards? That was such a shame. God, I was really confused and didn't know what to do. I wish there was a toilet paper roll falling from the sky. But suddenly, one fell into my hand. Is there really a miracle in this cruel world? It's not a miracle. It's from me. God, I thought no one was here. Where did this weird girl come from? Don't be surprised. I'm hiding from bullies. I just didn't expect to be stuck with the Duke's daughter here. Turned out, this girl is Helen, the weird-looking girl in my high school. Helen looked at me in a friendly way, different from the attitude others had towards me. The toilet over there is really out of paper. If you need help, call out. Lucky for me, thanks to Helen, I got out of that embarrassing situation. I have never met someone so kind to me. At this moment, a rough voice scaring Helen. Helen, get out here. Don't hide in this nasty place. Oh my God, they always take my book to bully me. Helen trembled and hid behind me. Gosh, Maddie again? I didn't want her to suffer the mental bullying as I did, so I tried to find a way to help her. Helen, I have this idea. Do as I say. Hey, can you come in here for a bit closer? And you, I'm so thirsty. Go buy a bottle of water for me. Slowly, Helen and I stepped outside. Phew, finally done. Let's go. The bodyguard saw this and ran to stop Helen.
Madame, she is...
I brushed his hand away and quickly explained that Helen was my friend who had met my family's standards. Just like that, we got out of there in front of Maddie and her sidekick, who were extremely furious. As for my bodyguard, I heard when he woke up and didn't see his badge, my mother fired him immediately. Thanks to that successful plan, I got a new friend, Helen. We secretly text each other when we're at home. She was very funny and always encourages me. I suddenly realized I no longer talked to Daniel as much as before. Helen was a good listener and always found the perfect ways to solve my problems. To me, that day was wonderful. For the first time, I knew what it was like to have a best friend who was a girl. Helen and I became closer and closer day by day. I often took Helen shopping, and she often gave me small handmade gifts. Oh my God, they were super cute! On top of that, we had a common enemy, Maddie. I painted the word bad witch on her locker to teach her a lesson. Gosh, you'll get in big trouble if you do that. She couldn't get past my bodyguards. And our friendship became stronger than ever after an important event. That day, my school held an outdoor camp at night for the first time. I really wanted to attend that event, but my parents never agreed to let me do that. I thought I couldn't, you know. Come on, I swear they have the best of the best sausage in the world. You deserve to enjoy this beautiful life. Come on. Helen's invitation convinced me. I also wanted to try to experience life like other teenagers, so I decided to make a plan to sneak out. That night, we successfully escaped to the school camp with Helen's support. Whoa, this was the very first time in my life to enjoy that atmosphere. Everyone enjoyed chatting and playing the guitar here and there. Such a fantastic thing. The life outside of the wall, was that great? I was so happy that I even missed calls from Daniel. Helen ran toward me holding a sausage in her hand. You should try this. It's awesome! Before I could do anything, Helen put the sausage into my mouth. Oh, hot! It's hot! But hold up. How could it be? It's so delicious. It's delicious, right? Come, I'll take you to the book exchange area. Helen was about to drag me away when suddenly we bumped into the meanest girl in this high school, Maddie. You guys dare to shame me, huh? No bodyguard. I want to see who will save you. We better run. What? Let's run, Isa! After that, we ran as fast as we could to the garage. I quickly ran to the passenger seat. Seeing that, Helen looked at me in panic. Oh my god! Why are you sitting there? What about me? Hurry up! Maddie's gang are coming! Helen quickly jumped into the car and sped off. Maddie gave chase but couldn't keep up. Damn, we almost got beat by Maddie and her sidekick. Phew, we almost got caught. Your face at the time was so funny. We were joking, then suddenly a downpour arrived. Oh no, we got soaking wet. If we don't hurry, we'll both catch a cold. Pull it up, hurry! How? Oh my god, I've never driven a convertible. She was so confused that she mistakenly pressed the wiper blades. I burst into laughter. This moment between two friends was something I've always desired. Then Helen drove me home. I quickly climbed inside through the window. Phew! Lucky for us, everyone was still asleep. Yay! Nobody knows! Are you sure? I turned around startled and found my mother and... Daniel? Why was he here at this time?
I couldn't call you, so I had to come all the way here.
He didn't know what he'd done. I was doomed for sure. I would be punished. I struggled to contain my mom's anger, but no avail. It's no use. Tell me who's that girl? Oh no, she'd seen Helen. Maybe she would make things difficult for her. I had no choice but to tell my mom the whole truth and all the things I feel from my best friend. She was as smart as this guy, as beautiful as Taylor Swift, and as funny as Charlie Chaplin. But what surprised me more was my mom was not angry. She just made a very unexpected decision. Bring her here. I want to meet her. So, at my mother's invitation, Helen agreed to come over to the palace. It took me a whole day to train her on what she should say. Everything would be fine for sure. That afternoon, Daniel directly came to the school to pick us up.
Are you done?
We kissed on the cheeks as a greeting. But strangely, Helen stood bewildered and looked at him for a while. I introduced him as my fiancé. Suddenly, Helen tugged at my shirt. Isa, I need to tell you something. I didn't understand why Helen was acting so strangely. Before I could hear her, Daniel stepped between us.
Why don't we talk in the palace?
Before we got into the car, Maddie passed by and winked at my Daniel. What a witch! Helen looked annoyed. I really didn't know what was going on. Then, when we got to the palace, our parents and the three of us had a meal together. Although Helen passed my mom's test during the meal, she kept giving Daniel an evil look. Suddenly, a loud thud came from under the table.
Ouch!
Was Helen kicking Daniel? Helen motioned for me to go out, then she whispered in a low voice. Isa, Daniel is a womanizer. I saw him flirting with Maddie. Huh? Womanizer? Suddenly, a red alarm sounded and the bodyguards appeared. What happened?
Madame, the necklace in the gallery has been stolen.
Oh no, why did such a horrible thing happen? Helen and I immediately gathered at the dining room. A quick search occurred. Helen, will you allow me to check your bag? Yes, of course. I didn't take that necklace. How could that be? Helen is a thief? No, not like that. Take her out. Never let her approach Isa again.
I knew she was lying.
The bodyguard dragged Helen out. From a distance, I could hear her screams. Isa, I was framed. Trust me, please. No, there was definitely something wrong here. So I checked the necklace and to my surprise, discovered who the real thief was. That night, I asked to talk to Daniel in private. Do you have something to tell me? He didn't pay attention to what I said. He just stared at his phone. Seeing that, I immediately grabbed his phone. And surprised! He was texting Maddie. They usually talked and flirted while he waited for me. Damned, he was a liar. Helen was right. He was also the one who blamed Helen for stealing the necklace. You're horrible. Helen was right. You stole the necklace. Because on the pendant is the lavender powder I gave you. Daniel's face turned pale in fear.
Isa, I can explain.
Without letting him finish his sentence, I gave him a fatal blow. The next day, I told my mom everything. My family immediately canceled the marriage with Daniel. They also directly apologized to Helen after that. In the end, everything was settled. Mom no longer forbids me from making friends. And of course, Helen will still be my best friend. I realized I needed to trust my friend, and she also was willing to overcome barriers to be friends with me. After being rejected by the record labels, I walked home and soon noticed a strange man was following me. Don't say, that's a pervert? I immediately ran away. He also chased after me.
Wait!
He kept clinging to me. I can't run anymore.
Hey, lady!
Pervert! Pervert!
Oh, no, I'm a producer.
He hurriedly handed out a business card. Andrew Wilson, music producer?
Yes. Your voice is as beautiful as Taylor Swift's. May I invite you to visit my label?
So that was the reason why he chased after me. I took Andrew's card without knowing my life would change forever. Hello, MDA audience. My name is Riley Cooper. Let's stay tuned and follow my story. I was born in a family of country singers in Tennessee. Ever since I was little, I had been passionate about singing and always dreamed of becoming a famous singer like my idol Taylor Swift. When I turn 18, I will follow my dream. After graduating from high school, I went to New York alone to find a record label for a song that I wrote myself. But all the labels that I found refused me because they didn't know who I was. Please, give me a chance. I swear I can do it.
I'm sorry.
In the blink of an eye, my dream was shattered. I just wandered on New York Street without a destination. No one wants to hear you sing, Riley. No one! I stopped by the side of the road, not in the mood to go home. So I decided to sing one last time. I picked up my guitar and sang. To my surprise, a few passerby noticed me and they started to stop to listen. She sings so beautifully.
You're right.
Their cheers had pulled me from despair. I was just immersed in my own song ever since. They dropped money into my guitar case with encouraging words which really touched my heart. Thanks to them, I found hope again. Yes, I must be persistent in pursuing my dream. After putting my guitar in the case, I walked home. Then, I suddenly felt someone following me. What happened after that, you saw at the beginning of the video. Anyway, after receiving Andrew's business card, I went to a studio for a visit. Is that Taylor Swift? I was astonished to see the picture of Andrew with my idol Taylor.
It's nothing. It was just a small project.
Are you kidding? This is freaking cool! I was excited to go around and have a tour. While I was looking around, I bumped into a girl. Oh, sorry. Hey, is your head in the clouds or something? She got mad and pushed me. This mean girl. She was pushed by me. Right behind her was the speaker wires. 1, 2, 3. The speakers were also dragged by her and fell to the ground. Ah!
Morgan, are you okay?
Who is this country girl?
Keep it together. Let's go inside to prepare for your recording session.
She left in a state of displeasure. Andrew told me that her name was Morgan, a hot influencer with 2 million followers on Instagram and 5 million followers on TikTok. And now she's the brightest star of Premium Records. That's why she looks so familiar. Only then did I notice Andrew's face. Oh no, I just got into a fight with hot influencer Morgan. Does that mean that I'm over? Sir Andrew, I didn't mean it. It was because...
Oh, I see. Don't worry. Miss Riley, the reason why I invited you here was because I wanted to sign an exclusive contract with you. What do you think?
Are you kidding me?
I'm totally serious about it.
I'd love to.
Great. Now let me discuss with you more.
So I signed with Premium Records, aka Andrew's record label. Well, to record my songs, I spent all the $2,000 that I saved up 2 years ago. But I think it was completely worth it. Being Andrew's exclusive singer, I would receive a lot of benefits and favors. Not only would I release an album the following month, but I would also get beauty treatments, free clothes, and a private car to pick me up like a real superstar. Besides, I would also get to take photo shoots for magazines.
Okay, now let me introduce you. This is the producer that's gonna work with you on this album. Sup, I'm James.
James looked over my song and picked up his pen to correct it. Wait, who are you to fix my song?
Hey, listen, young lady. I'm the one who will make your song a hit.
Huh? This guy was so arrogant. I wanted to argue more, but Andrew signaled me to stay calm. Pardon? Which part did you want to fix? Okay, it's true that I didn't really like James at first, but I had to admit that he's talented. James carefully pointed out where in my song that needed to be improved and helped me fix them. That actually sounded better.
Okay, time to record.
We moved to the studio. Andrew was also there. Andrew turned to say something to James while James looked at me goggle-eyed, but the recording process still went smoothly.
Should I tell her? I will tell her myself.
Tell me what?
Hey, beautiful. Nothing. I just wanted to say your new song will be released next month.
Really?
Of course. Now go and choose the gorgeous outfits you want. James, you have a good taste, so you should go with her.
I was so excited that I didn't wait for James to speak before I rushed inside. These outfits were so pretty.
Put that down.
He immediately stopped me as I picked up the neon dress. That dress was stunning. James went through the wardrobe, then picked out a dress and handed it to me.
You try this.
Okay. I went to change into the dress that James chose. When I walked out, James was almost overwhelmed. What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong.
After choosing outfits, we also went to the spa. My dream is about to come true. I'm so happy. Thanks to you, James. You helped me complete the song.
I did help a bit, but you did it yourself. Congrats.
After the spa, Andrew told me to just go home and wait for good news. However, 2 weeks later, I still had not received a reply from him. This worried me so much. Is there something wrong with the album? I went to the studio to meet Andrew, but he was gone, so I had to go home. On the way back, I stopped at a record store. Then a familiar tune came through the speakers. Is that my song? I was utterly surprised. When did Andrew release it? Why didn't he let me know? I was so excited that I grabbed someone nearby and yelled in joy. That's my song!
What did you say? That's Morgan's song.
Wow, is this Morgan's debut song? She sings so well. I felt like I was struck by lightning when I heard them speak. That's when I noticed the album Dream on the shelf with a picture of Morgan on it. I panicked, my mind suddenly spinning. No, I'm the singer. This is my album. What's wrong with you? You're not Morgan. Don't you take her credit. I'm telling the truth. Morgan stole my song. Knock it off. How dare you say Morgan stole your song? Then they started laughing at me. My heart was beating so fast that I could barely breathe. Shock, anger, and resentment. All emotions overflowed, causing tears out of my eyes. I took the album with me and immediately went back to Premium Records. I definitely get to the bottom of things. What is this? Andrew didn't seem to be surprised when he saw the album on the table. What made me even more infuriated was that Morgan, the one who stole my song, was equally indifferent. Andrew whispered something, then Morgan went out of the room. I questioned Andrew, but he said that this album should be recorded by someone with a reputation to boost sales.
Riley, listen, I have an even better offer for you.
And that is?
I want you to be the background singer for Morgan in the upcoming live stage.
I beg your pardon? I tried to stay calm to listen to him, but I didn't expect him to say this.
If you don't say yes, you will have to pay $200,000.
What? This is not in the contract? Andrew held out the contract. I swear I never saw this term before, but now it's right here in the contract.
If you want to be a famous singer, there must be trade-offs, Riley.
Now I understand I have fallen into Andrew's trap. Facing Andrew's threat, I had no choice but to accept his offer. After the conversation, I left with tears in my eyes. As soon as I got to the door, I saw James standing there. His unfazed expression made me realize something. You knew everything, didn't you?
Riley, hi.
You fooled me around. A bunch of scammers. Yet I thought he was a nice guy. It was all a lie. After that, James texted and phoned me several times, but I didn't bother to answer him. Morgan's performance day finally came. I was arranged to stand back in the curtain while Morgan was in the front of the stage. Andrew kept forcing me to laugh.
Come on. You said that singing was your dream, didn't you?
I hesitated. The music was on, and I started to sing. Morgan on stage also lip-synced. I hypnotized myself that those cheers were for me, so I could continue the song. Then all of a sudden, the curtain slowly opened. I had no idea what was going on.
What is this? Why is there someone else on stage? What is happening?
I was so freaked out that I forgot to sing.
OMG! Is Morgan lip-syncing? She is! Boo! Boo!
Only now did Morgan realize something was off. She could only smile and wave her arms to cover it up, but it was too late. All she did was to run off the stage in shame. Andrew was also ashamed because of what was happening. I panicked and left in a hurry. What I didn't expect, however, was that the spotlight followed me, and all people's eyes were on me.
The real singer behind the album Dream is not Morgan, but that girl.
It was chaotic in the room, yet the show must go on, so I was called up to the stage. It was at that moment that I really felt like I was singing. I knew after my performance I would have to face a lot of troubles, but I just wanted to finish my song. My performance turned out to be an unexpected success. The audience applauded even more enthusiastically than when Morgan performed. James was now waiting for me at the stage wing. His eyes seemed to be begging for forgiveness. I was still so mad at him that I went over and pushed him, but he suddenly hugged me.
I should have told you from the start. You can hit me how much you want. I deserve it. I'm sorry, Riley.
James cried and said that he was extremely ashamed that he didn't tell me about the background singer thing back then. After it happened, he thought and struggled for a long time.
I know it's late now, but I can't stand watching you sing in the background for Morgan. You deserve more than that. You're the best singer I've ever worked with.
James's words touched my heart. At this point, I realized that having my voice recognized was so much better than being famous. I hugged James too. Thank you for your recognition, James. Finally, with James's testimony, Andrew had to confess everything. Approaching me was just a show to make me sing for Morgan, and that influencer girl didn't even know how to sing. Premium Records was turned out to be an illegal record label. The collaboration thing was also a complete lie.
I've never collaborated with Taylor Swift. I just photoshopped that picture to lure amateur singers.
I realized how gullible I was to fall into their trap. Luckily, I finally got rid of it before things got worse. I snapped awake in the middle of the night to find my window wide open, the storm outside raging like mad. OMG! Suddenly, I heard a weird noise from downstairs. Is there a burglar? Grabbing my lamp, I tiptoed my way down. The darkness had me squinting to see clearly. Gosh, I knew who was behind this. Lucas! Hearing me, Lucas peeked out.
Mom, sorry. I was a bit hungry, so...
And that's my son, 5-year-old Lucas. And me, I'm Maeve, 22. Yep, that means I had this munchkin when I was 17. While my peers were in school, hanging out and partying, I was already a single mom. Don't forget to subscribe to MDA to keep hearing my roller coaster life story. Not long after my parents divorced, my mom remarried another guy. But then, he left her while she was pregnant with their child. Still, my mom was a warrior, always upbeat, promising me that we'd always be a happy family. Once the baby's born, we'll move to a bigger house. Then I'll personally decorate the baby's room. But when I saw her face turn pale, my heart raced. Mom, what's happening? Seems the baby is really excited about your plans, my sweet girl. I'll love and protect this baby no matter what happens. Soon, Mom gave birth to an adorable boy, Lucas. Chubby-cheeked, fair, rosy, and so cute. After welcoming my baby bro, I rushed to the surgery room eager to see Mom. But the doctor stopped me, and his words crushed me. Mom faced life-threatening complications during childbirth and couldn't make it. We'll still be a happy family, right, my love? No! How can I live without you, Mom? I woke up in a jolt. It was all a dream. Lucas was wailing. Holding him close, I tried to calm him down. He opened his eyes, showing those eyes identical to Mom. Lucas only has me now. I want him to have everything in this world, so I strive to be his second mom. Though it's tough, I learned to mother. We moved to a smaller house in a different city. I knew I had to continue my studies, work part-time, and care for Lucas at the same time. Taking care of a kid isn't a walk in the park, you know. Everything about it just drained me. Lucas's cries had me up all night, more nights than I can count. I couldn't even catch a break to do my homework. Got used to making bottles, changing diapers, and all that jazz. Lucas is super sensitive. He'd throw a fit every time he was not in my arms. Had no other choice but to bring him to school with me.
Isn't she, like, way too young to have a kid?
Bet she was messing around.
Come on, don't be so harsh. There must be a reason. Most of the other students at school were mixed. Some felt bad for me, while others totally bashed and teased me. One night, Lucas cried his heart out and there was no calming him down. My homework was piling up, and if I didn't finish, I'd flunk for sure. Drained and feeling helpless, I broke down. Hearing Lucas's cries, Mrs. Smith from next door came to check up on us. Finding out our situation, she offered to help watch Lucas. Lucas is such a cutie, right, dear?
Let us watch the little guy. We're totally down if you want.
Lucas slept peacefully in Mrs. Smith's arms. They really are kind souls. With their help, I took on more side gigs. The money Mom left was running out, and life had to go on, right? Outside of school hours, I found part-time jobs like retail or waiting tables. Anything to make sure Lucas wouldn't go hungry. Time flew, and Lucas was now a 5-year-old. Growing up smart and super hyper.
Mom, look!
One weekend, I took Lucas to the mall for some fun.
Mom, I want ice cream. It's like super cool.
All right, one chill ice cream for the best behaved little boy.
I'm the best, the very best.
But while lining up for ice cream, I lost sight of Lucas. Oh my God, Lucas! I dashed around the mall, mistakenly grabbing other kids. When I was about to lose it, I spotted a familiar face. Lucas was with a young stranger. Lucas!
Mommy!
Who are you? Why'd you take him? What do you want? You trying to kidnap my son? I'm calling the cops.
You don't have to. They're right here.
Before I could process, a bunch of guys in black suits showed up.
Sir, we've dispatched teams to find the boy's parents. We're about to announce on the PA. No need. Found them.
I'm so sorry.
It's cool. Your kid's adorable. But remember, no following strangers. Okay, kid?
Got it, Uncle Andy. Bye-bye.
The guy, Andy, and his crew left just as quickly as they appeared. It was just me and Lucas left staring. I turned to him and asked, "Why did you follow Andy?"
'Cause he smelled like vanilla ice cream. Super yummy.
I chuckled, ruffling Lucas's hair. Such a sweet kid. You remember what he said? No following strangers.
Yes, Mom.
I'm gonna enroll Lucas in school in September. That means I gotta find a new job that pays better. Now that I've graduated, I could easily get a receptionist gig at a fancy hotel downtown. One day, I had to work late and had no choice but to bring Lucas to the hotel with me. I had him chill on the sofa opposite the front desk so I could keep an eye on him. Finally off the clock! Lucas got up and walked over, still clutching the pastry I got him earlier. Oh my God! Do you know these Gucci's are limited edition, kiddo?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
As fast as lightning, I darted over to defend my little guy. All I could do was bow in apology. What were we gonna do? If you're taking blame for the rugrat, that's fine, but you owe me a new pair of shoes. Her words hit me like a punch. There's no way I could afford those Gucci's in a million years. I'm just an employee. Whatever. I'm feeling generous. Don't pay me back, but at least wipe them down with your blouse. I'll do it, ma'am, but maybe you could be a little more... What? You trying to blame this on me? But before she could land another blow, a familiar voice chimed in.
Come on, Mrs. Kaminsky. No need to be so dramatic.
Right then, Lucas perked up.
Ah, Uncle Andy.
My little bro ran over to the guy behind me. Talk about fate running into him again. Oh, Andy, it's been so long.
About this mess, I'll handle it with the hotel staff. Hope you can let this slide.
Well...
Maybe you should head home early and prepare for your husband's shareholders meeting tomorrow.
Oops, my bad. Excuse me. She scuttled off. Andy is the son of the CEO of the city's biggest real estate conglomerate, the big shot who owns this hotel and a bunch of malls.
We meet again, Squirt. We must have some kind of cosmic connection.
Watching Lucas get chummy with this rich dude made me feel kinda uneasy. I had decided not to bring Lucas to the hotel anymore, but Andy kept asking about him. He even gave Lucas a pass to his private suite without going through security. As days went by, there seemed to be this invisible bond forming between the three of us. I'd often catch Andy watching me teach Lucas to sing or help him with his spelling. There's something about him that piqued my curiosity. One day, Andy offered us a ride home. In the car, I hesitatedly asked why he was so fond of Lucas.
I know about your situation. Being a single mom's no joke.
I hesitated, debating whether to tell him the truth that Lucas was just my little brother.
My mom raised me on her own too. She's overseas now.
Turns out, Andy was brought up by a single mom as well.
I admit, something about you pulls me in. You're strong and brave.
We locked eyes, Andy sparkling with emotion. Could it be that I'm falling for this guy? He's accepted me and Lucas too. I better head in. Thanks for the ride. On this one hectic day right before shift change, after I had taken Lucas up to Andy's room, I noticed the staff was all abuzz about some VIP dropping by soon. A while later, a sleek black car pulled up in front of the hotel, and a posh lady stepped out. She screamed money and had the sophisticated air about her.
Mrs. Harrison?
Where's my son?
The young master is in his private room, ma'am.
When the lady passed me, our eyes briefly met. A moment later, Lucas came running down, saying Andy was meeting a lady in his room. That's when I figured out she was his mom. Off you go, kiddo. Let mama work. I held Lucas's hand and steered him towards the sofa. I noticed he was tightly clutching a gold-plated pen that had Andy's name engraved on it. Why do you have Uncle Andy's thing?
He gave it to me, Mom, as a keepsake.
You can't have this, sweetie. Mom will give it back. I knew that pen was worth a fortune, and I couldn't let Lucas keep it. I needed to return it. I asked a colleague to cover the front desk and headed straight to Andy's room. What? The receptionist's son? Huh, I've seen her. Cute and bubbly, right?
You see it too, don't you, Mom?
Sure, but wait, don't tell me.
She's a single mom raising Lucas on her own. Her strength is what drew me in.
Are you out of your mind? You're not right for each other. Son, how can you not see that she's using the kid to get to you?
Mrs. Arison's words made my blood boil. Did she just suggest I was using Lucas to get close to Andy?
Let's have her choose between you and the little guy. Let's see who she picks.
Without thinking, I pushed the door open and stepped in. Both of them looked shell-shocked seeing me. Here, the pen you gifted my son. I'm sorry, but we can't accept something this expensive. And Lucas is my world. He's not up for debate. Excuse me. Fuming, I spat those words out and stormed off, tears streaming down as I held Lucas's hand. I decided to quit the job that day. Andy tried calling and texting, but I ignored him.
Mommy, please stop crying. I won't see Uncle Andy again, okay? Please don't be sad.
All I could do was pull him into a hug. Lucas, always my innocent boy. Days later, after dropping Lucas at school and getting back home, I saw the same posh lady outside my house. Mrs. Arison? She looked a bit flustered seeing me.
Yes, hello. Can we talk?
I invited her in, wondering why on earth she'd come here. But she started talking first.
I know. Raising a child alone is not easy. I've been there. That's why I get nervous when any girl gets close to my son.
I quit the hotel job, ma'am.
So, what do you plan on doing to support your brother?
Her words caught me off guard.
I apologize for what I did, but I found out everything about you, about Lucas.
Mrs. Arison said, placing a comforting hand on my shoulder. Her eyes held an unspoken understanding.
I've always trusted my son's instincts. It's good that the little guy has chosen a good girl for him.
I broke down, and she held me soothingly. After so long, tirelessly working for Lucas, I had forgotten about my own happiness.
I'm here now. I'll take care of that for you.
In the time that followed, we truly lived the happy family dream, just like my mom wished for.
Get out of here before I shove all of you into the lockers! I yelled at a group of arrogant classmates in my new school. I had just moved to China a few days ago, but I wasn't scared of them. I had a black belt in karate from the US. But in a flash, the girl leading the gang swung her arm and took me down in a heartbeat. I didn't even see her move. Unbelievable. Hi there, I'm Nat. I swear I'm not a bad person. I just get easily provoked and I'm not exactly ladylike, which gets me into quite a bit of trouble. But before you hear more of my story, don't forget to subscribe to MDA. Back in the US, I was the queen of my school. Everyone respected me. My dad is a martial artist and I was raised in the dojo since I was a kid. But like I said, I'm not a bad person. Once, while chatting with my crew in the hallway, a nerdy boy ran straight into me, knocking my books out of my hands. My blood was boiling, but then I saw his terrified face.
Help! Help me!
Turns out he was the new target of the school's bullies. Well, time to play hero and show these new pugs who's boss. Don't you know who Nat is? The boys hesitated, but still charged at me. I didn't even need my hands. A few kicks were enough to take them down. Next time, remember to stay away from me. Just a few words from me and they ran off scared. The nerdy boy thanked me profusely. But I wasn't done. From now on, you're doing my homework. Ignoring his teary eyes, I walked away feeling quite satisfied. Everything was fine until I turned 15 and my parents divorced. The court decided I should live with my dad because my mom couldn't afford to take care of me. What really hurt was Dad's decision to move us to China. It was too much for me to handle. Why do I have to go there?
This isn't up for debate, Nat. It's decided. I'm your father.
I wasn't happy, but I had no choice but to obey. Still dazed from the long flight from the US to China, I sat in the courtyard scouting for someone to help me with my schoolwork. My eyes landed on a guy with huge glasses buried in a thick book. Target acquired. I walked up and stood right in front of him, clearing my throat. Ahem. I'm Nat. What's your name?
Han. I'm Han.
Nice to meet you. Listen, I'm new here and need help. You'll do my homework.
I
shoved my entire backpack into his hands. He looked so silly with that scared bunny look. Already causing trouble, new kid? I turned around to face the snobbish voice. That's when I met Mai and her guardians. Who do you think you are butting into my business?
That's...
I'm Mai, leader of the guardians. We protect this school. Mai extended her hand to me, suggesting a truce. Fine, I didn't mind. But the moment I shook her hand, she twisted it, making me wince in pain. Basically, you don't do anything without our permission. Got it. Like I need your permission. Get out of here before I shove all of you into the lockers. I screamed, ready to deliver a kick to her, but in a flash, she knocked me out cold. I couldn't believe it. Everyone in the courtyard gathered around, whispering and pointing at me. How humiliating. I thought with my perfect black belt in karate, I could continue being the boss at my new school. But I was wrong. Here, we practice Kung Fu. The following days weren't much better. Mai beat me a few more times and I started to get scared. But the truth was, Mai and her gang were just bullies hiding behind the guise of the Guardians. They were always extorting and bullying other students. It was disgusting and unfair. And now I was their victim too. One day after class, to avoid running into Mai, I climbed over the wall to the back road behind the school. Kicking some pebbles along the way, I heard some noise that caught my attention. An old man was teaching a bunch of kids martial arts. It was definitely the kung fu that Ma used on me. I rushed into the middle of the yard, shouting and jumping around. I want to join! Me! But no one paid attention. They kept practicing as if I were invisible. Frustrated, I waited until the kids left to talk to the old man. I put on my most desperate and pitiful face to get his attention, but the moment I said I wanted to learn martial arts, he refused.
No!
Why not? I have money. How much do you want for tuition? I barely pulled out the cash when the old man slapped my hand hard.
Your mind is full of revenge. Go away!
Yes, I wanted to learn kung fu to get back at Mai, but I couldn't give up. If I couldn't learn formally, I'd learn by watching. Wow, that's definitely the move Mai used on me! Amazing! I had to contain my excitement so the old man wouldn't notice or he'd kick me out for sure. I wanted to train in martial arts, but I also had to study to avoid getting scolded by Dad. So I had no choice but to lower my pride and ask for help from one person, Han. I wrote a heartfelt note on a piece of paper and threw it to him when Mai wasn't looking. I need your help, please! And I got a nod from Han. The more time we spent together, the more I realized he was quite handsome, smart, and kind, even if he was a bit weak.
Focus!
Oh, did you just hit me? Tired of living, huh? Somehow, Han became my only friend here. The exam day arrived, and despite Han spending so much time tutoring me, I still needed his help during the test. While he was sneakily passing a tiny cheat sheet to me, I caught Mai's gaze. She didn't bust me right there, but I knew she wouldn't let it slide. Sure enough, Mai and her gang blocked my way home. I know Han helped you cheat. You retaking the exam is no big deal, but if this gets out, Han will lose his scholarship. Han didn't do anything, get lost. I angrily threw a punch at Mai, but I was the one who ended up on the ground. Temper. But with those cat moves, who do you think you're protecting? From now on, you better pay up for keeping the secret, or Han will suffer. Mai and her gang walked away, leaving me lying there. I saw my old self in Mai. Turns out I was just as terrible. Han was the only one brave enough to be my friend, and I couldn't let him suffer because of me.
Get up!
I looked up and saw the old man standing in front of me.
I agreed to teach you Kung Fu. Call me Wu.
Tears mixed with rain as I finally got to call him my master. That summer, I said goodbye to Dad and packed my bags to follow Master Wu to a temple high up in the mountains. After 2 days of hiking, we finally arrived. We made it. Can I rest a bit before we start?
No rush. The first thing you need to learn isn't Kung Fu.
What? For the next 2 months, I had to adopt the lifestyle of the monks here. I immersed myself in nature, shed the lazy habits of a teenage girl to become a better person. Meals were simple to gradually eliminate unnecessary desires. Daily exercises were grueling and built incredible endurance. I had to carry 10 buckets of water up and down the mountain every day and meditate on wooden stakes. Every time I wanted to give up, I thought of Han cowering in fear while Mai's gang laughed. I had to keep pushing. 2 months passed and I felt completely different. I wasn't irritable or easily angered over simple things. I could move swiftly like a squirrel and was as strong as a lion.
You must feel it now, right?
Yes, for the first time since my parents' divorce, I actually feel at peace.
Then you're ready to learn Kung Fu.
In the days that followed, I trained with Master Wu day and night, rain or shine, in heat or cold. I realized all the activities over the past 2 months were related to Kung Fu. When I returned home, the first thing I did was hug my dad tightly.
Welcome home.
I'm sorry for having such a bad attitude all this time. You must have been the one suffering the most since Mom left.
It's good to hear you understand. My little girl has grown up.
Next, it was time to return to school and set things right. It was the first day of the new school year, and all the students gathered in the schoolyard for the opening ceremony. The Guardians were performing the opening act. I had no idea that while I was away all summer, Han had endured all of Mai's anger alone. Today, as a way to intimidate me, Mai made Han hold up the wooden boards for her and her friends to break during their performance. I couldn't stand it anymore. I threw off my outfit and rushed onto the stage. Stop this nonsense! Fight me and see who's better. Don't bully those who can't fight back. Oh, welcome back. You dare challenge me now? Mai threw a punch at me, but I swiftly dodged it, surprising her. The crowd gasped, and I felt a flicker of hope. Oh, you learned some martial arts. There's a difference, I see. Fine, let's see what you can do. Bring it on! Mai signaled everyone to clear the stage, and I took the chance to run over to Han.
You really came back?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for leaving without saying anything.
Why are you apologizing to me? They're the ones at fault.
I promise they'll pay for this. Trust me. Mai and I stepped onto the stage glaring at each other. This fight would determine who the strongest was. First, Mai demonstrated her strength by breaking a stack of tiles, then turned to me with a mocking smile as if it was a piece of cake. Well, not too bad, huh? Next, she showed off her reflexes by breaking 4 boards at high speed. But I wasn't impressed. I broke 10 boards just to show her up. What the heck? Scared now, sweetie? Seeing things weren't going her way, Mai decided to pull her final trick, breaking a board midair. No big deal for me, but it turned out she had a dirty plan. She had her friends hold the board higher when I wasn't looking. Luckily, Master Wu had taught me a secret move.
Martial arts combine all your senses. When you close your eyes, you can hear movements.
I did an extra flip in the air to gain momentum and broke 2 boards at once, landing gracefully. The exhilaration of pulling it off filled me with pride. The crowd below erupted in applause, thinking we were just putting on a show. Mai's gang rushed to pull her off the stage while she stood there in shock, unable to believe what had just happened. I quickly ran to Han, feeling like I'd finally set things right.
You looked so cool.
Of course, I have to protect a guy like you.
Hey, I know some martial arts too.
We both laughed loudly, knowing the hard times were over. The Guardians disbanded after that disastrous performance. Many students finally felt brave enough to expose Mai's exploitation and bullying. Everyone wanted me to lead the new Guardians team, but I declined. Now I just wanted to enjoy my school life with Han. Hi there, my name is Anita. My twin brother Milo and I have been inseparable because our parents are always busy. So he's the one who takes care of me. But after today, everything is going to change. Milo has decided to attend a boarding school in the city to pursue his dream of joining NASA.
We're just a phone call away. I'll always be there when you call.
The day Milo left, I quietly watched the taxi take him away. We only talked on the phone for the first few days, then it became less frequent, and I knew something was wrong. Just as I was about to grab my backpack and go find him, Milo came back, and he didn't look as happy as he did when he left.
I'm not going back to school. I'm staying home now.
But why?
Because of the bullies in the dorm. They're terrifying.
At that moment, a notification popped up on his phone about his NASA scholarship, but even that didn't cheer him up.
I can't continue school anymore.
But if you drop out now, you'll lose everything. Determined more than ever, I came up with the idea of pretending to be him to handle the bullies and keep his scholarship until he could go back to school.
No way! Don't forget, it's a boys' dorm.
At first, Milo was strongly against my idea. I had to beg, saying I wanted to experience such a prestigious school, and if I encountered any trouble, I'd come back home immediately. I'll learn how to be a dude, don't worry. Piece of cake.
Don't forget the names Oliver and Perry. They're the devils.
I spent 3 days researching online how to act like a boy, preparing baggy clothes, t-shirts, jeans, and sneakers. I didn't forget to bind my chest and wear a wig. Now I look just like Milo. Even our parents wouldn't be able to tell us apart. I said goodbye to my brother and set off. On the first day of school, I tried to act super cool, whistling and winking at the girls in the hallway, but I couldn't avoid the annoyed looks from the other boys. Okay, time to dial it down. Nervousness made me suddenly need to pee, so I rushed into the bathroom and saw a bunch of girls taking selfies in front of the mirror. As soon as they saw me, they screamed. I remembered I was pretending to be Milo and should have gone to the boys' bathroom. I'm sorry, wrong room. I got lost. I ran to the boys' bathroom and was shocked by the smell. Toilet paper was everywhere and the mirror looked like someone had punched it. Yuck, no saving this place. After class, I headed back to the dorm, ready to face the ugly bullies, when a guy came up and put his arm around me. I jumped and pushed him away. I wasn't used to close contact with boys, you know.
Did you see the game last night, bro? Man, it was epic.
I awkwardly joined their conversation, trying to sound knowledgeable. Oh yeah, when he nailed that soccer goal, I totally lost it, bro.
We're talking about baseball, not soccer.
Just as I was trying to come up with a lie, a voice from afar caught my attention.
Milo!
I turned around and saw 2 guys standing at the classroom door. A glow behind them made others step aside. Handsome and tall. Perfect was the word for them.
Huh, weakling nerd. Carry your bags back to the dorm.
He shoved 2 bags into my hands. What the fudge? Why should I do that?
Forget the great Oliver already? I'm your worst nightmare. Don't forget Perry either. My fists do the talking.
He raised his fist in front of my face to intimidate me. So, it was them. I thought they'd be fat and ugly. Fine, they'd pay for what they did to Milo. The game was on. I agreed to carry their bags to the dorm because I was preparing a perfect plan. When I opened the door, I dropped everything in shock. It was like a giant city dump. Clothes, trash, apple core scattered all over the floor. Ugh, seriously? Boys are gross! I rolled up my sleeves and started cleaning. Nope, I only cleaned my area. Their trash, I threw all of it on their beds. Why not? I wasn't their maid, and they weren't kings. Milo said the best way to avoid getting punched was to obediently do their homework, but I wasn't about to do that. I'd add a little spice to make things more interesting. Mwahaha! Let's see who the real loser is in this game. I kicked back, feet up on the desk, as Oliver and Perry returned. They froze like statues when they saw their beds buried in trash.
What the heck is going on here?
Your mess, your problem.
Wait a minute, Milo? Are you kidding us?
Nope.
Ah, you weak nerd! Forgot my fist already?
Perry cracked his knuckles and lunged at me. I quickly stood up and pointed towards the door. Hey, Mr. Thompson! I tricked them and sprinted down the hallway. Perry's furious roar echoed behind me.
You're gonna pay for this, Milo!
I wandered outside until late in the evening. Passing by an old lady struggling to sell her last flower, I bought it. You can go home and rest now. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. You too. Nuh-uh, I couldn't. As I turned to leave, I tripped, sending the flower flying. When I got up, I saw it neatly placed in the hands of a strange girl, her cheeks blushing with happiness.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
I didn't know how to handle the situation when she suddenly jumped and hugged my arm.
You're so sweet. I'm Misha. I own a flower shop, but you're the first to give me flowers.
My jaw dropped when I realized I was standing in front of a large, gorgeous flower shop, and the owner was clinging to me.
Yes, I'll be your girlfriend.
I couldn't believe it. It was an accident. Help me. I had to come up with an excuse to escape from Misha and get back to the dorm. I hoped they were all asleep so I could shower in peace. But oh, mamma mia. What hit me is the sight of their half-naked bodies, wearing nothing but towels, showing off their muscular physiques. I had to cover my face before my nose bled. Seeing me, Perry rushed over to grab me, but this time Oliver stopped him.
The actual supervisor is coming. Go to bed, boys. Stop causing trouble.
As soon as Perry let go, I dashed into the bathroom and stayed put. I didn't feel safe with those guys outside. After a while, I heard Oliver convincing Perry to go out.
But I'm so sleepy, boss. Let's go.
Only when they left did I dare to shower. Phew! The next day, when Mr. Thompson walked into class, I heard Oliver let out a loud hiss and quickly shut his notebook. Perry did the same right after. Huh, I knew why they were acting that way. When Mr. Thompson saw them trying to hide their notebooks, he made them open them in front of everyone. They shot me hateful glares, but had to comply. The class was shocked to see their notebooks filled with bizarre drawings.
How dare you insult me? It wasn't us. Milo did it.
Me? How could I have your notebooks? I don't do your homework, remember? Perry was speechless. Both of them were punished to kneel with their hands raised outside the classroom all morning. After class, as I walked by, Perry muttered a threat.
I swear you'll regret being born. Perry, raise your hands higher.
I stuck my tongue out at them before running off. Revenge was sweet. I'd deal with the consequences later. I didn't even make it out of the dorm when Perry burst in, grabbed me, and slammed me against the wall.
You think this is funny? Even if the sky falls, I'm gonna give you a beating!
Perry swung his fist and I closed my eyes tightly, but the hit never came. Oliver had caught Perry's punch.
Stop it! Why? You hate him too! It's different now. He's someone special.
I looked at Oliver and he looked back at me. My heart skipped a beat. Could he have figured out I was a girl?
Because he's my sister's boyfriend.
What?
Hello?
Misha popped her head in from the door, her face beaming. It was the flower shop girl from the other night. Misha ran over, hugged me tightly, and kissed my cheek.
I had to ask my brothers to find out about you, my sweet boyfriend.
Who's your boyfriend?
What? I can't hear you.
Oliver glared at me and I could only gulp and nod. At least this way I solved Milo's problem. He wouldn't be bullied anymore. But now my brother had a clingy new girlfriend, Misha. Because of Misha's instructions, Oliver stuck to me like glue to make sure no other girl got close. One time, I was trying to eat lunch quickly to escape Oliver's watchful eyes, when he casually pointed at his cheek. What the fudge? What did he mean by that? It's so weird.
Just do it.
With his insistence, I closed my eyes and gave him a quick peck on the cheek. My face started burning up while Oliver stood there stunned. It's made me wish Perry were here to knock me out so I wouldn't have to face this humiliation. One morning, I went on a picnic in the park with Misha and Oliver. When Oliver went to buy drinks, Misha playfully leaned over the edge of the water and slipped in.
Help! I can't swim!
I panicked, not knowing what to do. I wanted to save her, but I couldn't swim either. And above all, I'd be exposed if I went into the water. Suddenly, another guy nearby jumped in and quickly pulled Misha to safety. As soon as they were on shore, Misha stormed over to me and slapped me hard.
You coward! I can't believe I liked you! We're done!
Like a gust of wind, Misha left with the guy, leaving me standing there stunned.
Did I miss something?
Misha, she just slapped me and dumped me.
Are you okay?
Oliver pulled me closer to check the mark on my cheek. Our faces were inches apart.
Milo, I can't hide my feelings anymore. I never knew I was gay until I met you again. There's something about you that makes my heart race.
What? The bully just confessed to me? No, he confessed to my brother. Oh my Molly Holly! My phone rang, breaking the awkward moment. The news I received was even more shocking. Perry was live streaming to the entire school, pulling out a wig and girl stuff from under my pillow.
Look what I found! Milo is a girl in disguise!
This was a bombshell in the boys' dorm. The principal was furious and threatened to expel Milo and to revoke his scholarship if it was true. Oliver was stunned too. He kept looking at me and then at his phone, stammering. I had to bring the real Milo here. There was no other way but to tell the whole truth on the way home, from how my brother was tormented by 2 bullies to how I pretended to be him for revenge. Oliver seemed relieved when he learned I was actually a girl. Milo met me at the door, horrified to see who was with me, but Oliver stepped forward and bowed in apology. After recounting everything that had happened, Milo agreed to return to school. Milo stepped onto the stage where everyone was watching with curious eyes. He prepared to open his shirt to prove he was a boy when Perry rushed over and yanked his hair.
That hurts! What the fudge are you doing? How can this be? I saw the wig and girl's binder in your stuff. Those are for cosplay!
Perry was then shunned by everyone and no longer dared to use his fist to solve problems. As for Oliver, he became my brother's protector and even feared him because Oliver wouldn't allow him to date me.
I excitedly brought my bronze medal to my dad and screamed, "Dad, look! Before I could finish my sentence, he rushed to give Mally a hug as she walked out with a gold medal.
Well done, sweetie. Hey everybody, my daughter is this year's champion.
Dad proudly took Mally's hand and raised it as everyone was cheering. In that happy atmosphere, I was the only one standing in the corner, looking at the bronze medal in my hand and crying. Hi, I'm Arian. My dad is a boxing coach. That's why, since childhood, my older sister Mally and I have been trained to become professional boxers. However, Mally was better than me, so Dad always favored her and compared me to her all the time. Having a perfect sister was a nightmare. As a result, the relationship between Mally and I went south. When I was 13, I decided to join another boxing club to escape the shadow of my sister. Needless to say, Dad was furious when I insisted that I didn't want him to be my coach. But thanks to that, I had the opportunity to express myself more. With my own efforts and the guidance of Gray, my new coach, only a short time later, I had improved and achieved many remarkable achievements. In particular, I was called the Flash for my lightning-fast attack ability. At that point, I was really confident that I could win against Mally. However, only during the NA Junior Boxing Championships, I realized how formidable my sister really was. Mally easily won over tough opponents to join me in the final round. Compared to the last time we competed together, she had improved a lot. Before the final match, while I was in the changing room, Grace suddenly brought me something unexpected. What is that?
Doping. Don't you want to win against your sister?
I knew it was wrong, but I wanted to win against her so much that I blindly accepted it. In the final match, after 3 rounds passed, although I attacked fiercely and used my strong hook, Mally was still better. I needed to counterattack to win against her. But then, when the match was at its climax, my mind suddenly became dizzy and I passed out on the ring. Not long after that, I was taken to the hospital. The doctor concluded that I had anaphylaxis due to doping. Ray and I were exposed. Not only was I kicked out of the boxing club, but I was also banned from boxing competitions for a year. It was a real shock to me. For the next few days, I just locked myself in my room and didn't want to see anyone, especially my dad. Dad kept furiously blaming me for how stupid I was. However, that night he made me a surprise offer.
You can practice at my studio.
Thanks, Dad, but no thanks.
Don't be stubborn. There's no other club that dares to accept you. Do you want to continue boxing?
Although I wanted to refuse, I realized that he was right. No club wants to accept a member with a bad record like me. I had no other choice, didn't I? However, on my first day at his boxing studio, the members there looked at me with scorn. I could hear them whispering about my past mistakes. After standing in line to prepare for practice, Dad suddenly took me aside.
You won't be training with everyone. Mally will be your trainer.
What? Mally? It's absurd! He ignored my protest and kept his decision. So from that day on, I had to train under my sister. But instead of giving me tactical training or new attack moves, she just made me do physical exercises. Every day, I had to jog a few dozen laps around the gym, do push-ups and stretch. Not only that, she also forced me to use chopsticks to put each pea on a plate. Then, when the plate was full, I had to take each out. Those were completely basic and useless exercises for a professional like me. One day, I was exhausted from excessive running, but Mally kept blowing the whistle and telling me to continue. I angrily snatched the whistle from her neck. Enough! Are you taking revenge on me? This is ridiculous. I'll practice by myself. Then I left angrily. When I was in the changing room, Tiny, a member of Dad's boxing club, suddenly approached me. Look who it is. Isn't it the cheater who used doping? If it weren't for your dad, you wouldn't be here. You're just a failure and can't get over your sister. I stood up, clenched my fist, and rushed towards Tiny with all my anger. But out of nowhere, Mally appeared and stood for her. She took my full punch and staggered. She bumped into the shelf and a whole bunch of items fell on her. Tiny quickly ran away while I panicked and hurried to help Mally up. When I wanted to take her to the infirmary, she refused, fearing that Dad would be angry if he found out. So I had to help her bandage her wound. Seeing my sister in pain, I felt so regretful. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. It's okay, but you need to know that I never want to get back at you. Then why do you make me do those stupid exercises? You have a faster attack speed than the average person, but you're always hasty and lack accuracy. That's why you need to get back to the basics. And picking beans is to help you be more patient and calm. Really? Arian, I've always considered you as a formidable opponent and really want to compete against you fairly. I was surprised when I heard that. I had misunderstood my sister. I realized how childish and stupid I was. From that day on, I became serious and tried my best to follow Mally's instructions. Gradually, my ability improved along with the relationship between us. Before I knew it, a year passed by and I was finally allowed to compete in boxing competitions again. After many tournaments, Mally and I finally got into the National Boxing Championships. It was very important for Mally because she hadn't won a gold medal for so long. However, after competing in the semifinals, although she won, Mally had seriously injured her leg and was immediately taken to the hospital. When I went to the hospital to visit Mally, I overheard a conversation between her and my dad.
You're seriously injured. Your bones and ligaments have been damaged. You must stop competing or you might lose the ability to walk.
Despite his advice, she still insisted on competing in the final. When the match took place, I understood how important that gold medal was to Mally, so during the first 2 rounds, I tried to go easy on her. But during the break, she was so angry that she rushed over to me. What the hell are you doing? Why didn't you attack me? Mally, you deserve this medal more than I do. Arian, listen, I want to play fair. I won't allow you to pity me. If you want to thank me, then do your best. I burst into tears at my sister's determination. After regaining my spirit, I went all out to compete with her. We kept attacking and giving our best to the game. After the end of the 3rd round, we ended at a tie. We entered the 4th round together. In the last 3 seconds, I used all my strength to pull off my strongest hook. It landed successfully, and I was declared champion. I cried and hugged my sister tightly. Mally just gently thanked me for giving her the best match she had ever had. After that final, Mally had to give up boxing. At first, it seemed very difficult for her. However, she decided it was time to pursue her other passion, that is, architectural design. As for me, after what happened, I clearly told my dad how stressful it was to be compared to my sister all the time. He looked me sadly in the eye and said,
I only want to help you improve, but I ended up hurting you. I'm sorry, sweetie.
I decided to forgive him. Now I feel so happy that things are finally better.